Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back. And guess what? You have missed episodes 5, 6, and 7 because I recorded them all. It was about 3.5, actually about 4.5 hours worth of content, and my microphone was turned off for every single minute of it. So there you go. I'm an idiot, but let's put it this way, out of that 4.5 hours of content, about 3 hours was me screwing around in this section, trying to figure out how to get this working, because I'm not sure if you remember, but we had like 5 bread carts going in a row, and then 2 of them would offload, and then this would be full, and the third would go back with its bread. And so I had the idea of caching it. I actually put another rail line down here. I put silos, 1 silo for every single good, every single type of good. And then I went through this massive pain where I was trying to get all of these, like 50 silos for all 50 types of goods. I was trying to get all 50 silos merged into these buildings. I tried with conveyor belts, but the ground and 2 levels above, the ground and then 1 level and then 2 levels above, it works. But then 3 and 4 levels, it doesn't. It's too high. So that didn't work. So then I tried doing some weird stuff with advanced, compute blocks to try and get them merged in a smart way onto 1 conveyor belt. And that kind of worked, but it was still crappy. And then I tried just filling up all of these and then moving it over here and then having a separate rail block, completely separate, pulling out of things and then moving them over there, which was kind of okay. But what I figured out the final solution was that we just needed to space out the carts. We just needed to make the carts further apart. And you can see now that that's exactly what's done. So this is a bread cart. Then we got chicken, then we got meat, then we got blah, and then we got bread. So bread was ages behind the last bread cart. 10 seconds, in fact. It's exactly 10 seconds behind the last cart. Every single cart of the same type is 10 seconds apart. So, and 10 seconds is more than enough time for 20 goods to be used. As far as I can tell anyway, so yeah. We're definitely good. So, I'm going to go over quickly and I'm going to show you this system that I made to do this. So, let's see, let's wait for a bread cart. Is there a... What's going to come in first? Okay, here's a cart coming in for tomatoes. So we got an agent trigger on this gate. So you can see the gate closes, then the tomato cart goes through, and after 10 seconds the gate will open automatically. So there we go. It opened because the timer hit, and then it closed immediately because another went through it. So this agent trigger is on the barrier gate. So it's just recording when somebody goes through. As soon as somebody goes through, the not gate closes the not function, closes the barrier gate, and then you got this timer which has a 10 second, which is also triggered, and when it hits 10 seconds it opens the gate. So we'll see it again in a sec when another tomato cart goes through. These are all cooked berries. Here we go. So the gate is open and then it closes straight away. I did have the agent trigger on here with the gate here, but the problem is 2 mine carts right next to each other would squeeze through at the same time, which I didn't like. And you can see it's kind of just opening before the cart gets there. That's because I've already had them in a 10-second time from before. So it opens and then it closes straight away. So they're already conditioned to be 10 seconds apart. So that's pretty awesome. So let's go through a lot of the other stuff I've done, because 4.5 hours, I've done more than just setting up these timers and dealing with craziness over there. So berries, I think you saw. This is a pretty simple milk setup. I think you saw that as well. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's just farms going into grain mills, going into pastures, going into milk. Pretty straightforward. Next, we got the same thing, except the pastures go into kitchens, which cook the chicken. I got this nice little system where the chicken goes out here and the fertilizer goes out here into a barn and then into the kitchen. I don't know why I needed a barn, because honestly it's never going to fill up, and these barns are max for some reason. If this ever does a backup, then there might be some interesting situations, so that's why I got the barn. And then here we've got cooked beef. So we had cooked chicken and now we've got cooked beef. So this is a little bit more expanded. You can see a little bit more farms, but that's because the pasture cooks one beef every 10 seconds, and the chicken cooks one every 5. So I didn't think I needed as many farms. But then this is down to 130, and this one's over 600. So maybe I do need to expand that. This is just an overview episode though. Now I'm not going to actually do anything. This is for yellows. So I got all the research up to the temples. I got the elemental refinery. I got the things coming in. I got these. I sent these over to the research section, and I got the magic conveyor belt research, which, if you remember correctly, requires some of these actually in the research section. And actually started making magic conveyor belts. I got a 400 in here. I just sort of tacked a little bit on the end of this metal conveyor belt sections, because all it needs is this and then an air crystal. So they're taking it from down here. This caravan used to go over and deliver it all the way over to the research, which moved. It's now in a new place. I don't know if I showed you this before, but this is magic crystals and then mana bricks. So that's nice. I was selling these at some point to get purple coins, because they're worth 2 purple coins each, but now I'm storing them up because it's very necessary for some buildings. So over here's the fabric and stuff, blah blah blah. A little bit of leftover red and blue and whatever. There was science down around here. I can't remember exactly where. It was around here. I deleted that. That was old and it was slow and it was not keeping up with the modern times, so that got moved across. Some of these guys are still hanging on. Like these, but they're probably going to be gone soon. We got this setup, which I think you may have seen before. Probably did. Reinforced planks, major pain in the ass. And I've also been creating pickaxes using these. I needed some pickaxes to experiment with the underground mining, which we've learnt a lot about. Basically, underground mining is, if you click the N key, you go into here, and there's actual more ore underground. So it's empty here, but then underground. And the underground ones now deplete since 0.124 patch. So these deplete and then they regrow by themselves. So they have to regrow and then they provide more coal. And you can build mine shafts to go over and get the rest of them. So I think over here, see these little yellow things? I've built mine shafts so that these guys can continue to mine these guys underground. And then when they run out, they deplete, and you can provide pickaxes into the mine shafts to make them regenerate a lot faster, but mine pickaxes are like crazy expensive, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. So this is the surface. These depleted are only here because they got depleted before the 0.124 patch. After that patch, all of the ones no longer get depleted. They just disappear, and then underground they start running. They start going and depleting and then regenerating. So this is our new science section over here. We got 2 forests. We got a nice little leather. So we're building some books. Getting those. This is our first little power system. Well, I think it's our first. I think we got one somewhere else as well. Then we got... yeah, okay. So we got enchanted books. This is from the crystals from when we were doing the air research for the magic conveyor belts, and magic mana crystals coming in for this research as well. I was doing all prospecting, but I ran out of purple coins. My coins are in a terrible state at the moment, except for gold. Gold is beautiful. Gold is just way up there in the clouds. It's 260,000 at the moment because everything's just going so beautifully. And we've got this barn here. This barn picks up anything that the carts still have. I was a bit worried that the carts were going to overburden these stores, even spaced out. But it turns out that everything, the 10-second time is beautiful. Nothing is getting overloaded. Now, we're not getting full green often. We got a lot of times where they drop below. But that's in the future. Once we got the magic rails, and once we got 100 houses, then we could start to optimize this to make sure that we're staying full green, or at least full blue. One of them. I'm not sure which yet. With things like the the reinforced planks, I don't know if we ever can get full green. That might just be impossible. It'll all depend on how the mining goes, because that's very mining dependent, but we're very low on red, so next episode 6, I suppose, technically, I want to get all of the leather, like the shirt, leather, cloak, shoes, and the warm coat. The things that don't require metal, I want to get them all going up in the north. Gourmet foods I don't care about yet, and we'll get some of this done soon as well. I think the top 3, maybe the top 4 we can get done without too many problems, hopefully. Get them supplied at some level, get the blue coins going, and then maybe some specialty goods as well. Would be nice. Enchanted books should be easy to get in, and the specialty goods will be coming in from the right over here. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the base tour. That's 4.5 hours worth of content, all packed into about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, 15 minutes. I'm really annoyed that all of it cut out, because I went through so much pain. You have no idea. I had 10 belts, 10 silos here, and I had to squeeze them all into 3 over there. I had bloody structural blocks. I had things like this 8 high with 4 levels of belt. Like your belt on the ground, then you got belt 2 up, and then 3 up, and blah, 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 blah. I was doing all that. And then it turned out when you put something in too high, it just doesn't register. And I was like, what? You're crazy. There is a height limit on where you can put belts into these guys. I didn't want to go around the side, because you can only do that for the food market. Then you have to start moving these apart, and you got less room for houses, and blah, blah, blah. Turns out I was looking at the trees instead of the forest, and the best solution was to space apart the carts to make sure they're not too close together. And then you don't need a cache at the far side. All you need is the actual market, and you need to space out the carts enough so that there's enough time in between for all of the goods to get used up. And that's what I've done. So anyway, that's brilliant. It actually doesn't feel like I did a lot. I felt like I skimmed over that fairly quickly, but trust me, it was painful, and we are pretty heavy on our research. Look at this, no blue left, no blue coins at all. We've done all the blue coin stuff. We're up into the end of everything. So all prospecting, which is new in 0.124. You can actually generate ore underground whenever you want, but it starts off being depleted, which kind of sucks. Jewelry, blah, 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 blah. All of this stuff, blah, 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 blah. We spent a lot of time just getting the magic conveyor belts that we ended up not even needing, which is kind of embarrassing, but whatever. This has been a massive pain in the brain. Like, this has caused me to think. I'm on holidays. I'm not supposed to be thinking, but this has caused me to think. But the good thing is, we have got a perfect solution, which does not rely on any sort of input caching in the drop-off zone. So it's the most brilliant solution that we could have come up with, but it took us so long to come up with it. You're probably better off that you didn't see those 4.5 hours of garbage that I went through. Then maybe it was just fate that my microphone was turned off and all that stuff got deleted, because that's probably about. There was an 8 gig episode. One of them was over 2 hours. One episode over 2 hours. You're lucky you missed it out. You are lucky. So anyway, now I feel like we're back on track anyway. We're going to get all of those red non-mining things done. We're going to get some blue coins done. We're going to get everything 100% beautiful. And this base is going to explode. But in a good way. In a good way. We're going to get everything. Alright, I'm going to finish it off now. Thank you very much for watching. And apologies if you did actually want to watch that stuff and you missed, and you're mad that you missed out. But as I said, the main work that I was doing was all in here. And it got scrapped anyway. But I did learn a lot about logic stuff. about all these compute blocks. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I know a lot more than I previously did, so it's very exciting. Especially this timer. I swear to God, I thought about this myself. I'm like, is there a timer? Can we use a timer? And I was like, nah, that's too hard. It's gonna be too hard. I looked for it, and I had to Google a bit and managed to figure it out, and it just worked. So there you go. I mean, I think you can do this in Factorio, but it seems a lot easier in this game. So there we go. Something is easier in this game in Factorio, which, I don't know, maybe that makes sense, but whatever. There's a lot of carts going past. None of them are bread. Where's all the bread carts? There's a bread cart. Go on through, bread cart. Give me some bread. Get me some bread. You know what? I feel bad not doing this whole episode and not actually accomplishing anything. It's not technically an episode. It's technically just an overview, but I'm going to call it an episode anyway. So let's do these. I kind of need to do them anyway to get this back up a little bit, to get a bit more chicken. I'm not sure if we're ever going to run out, but we're down to 38. Okay, we're going to run out. We're definitely going to run out. That's not good. No, not the silo. I do not want the silo. Go away, silo. I have had enough of silos to last me for the rest of my frickin' life. I swear to God. Okay. Grain mill. Okay. It's actually a good thing that I actually checked the audio on those, because usually I don't even check my videos anymore because it's been just beautiful. I just upload them and it's just like, yeah, beautiful. But I decided to check these ones, and thank God I did. It's all actually Monkey Island's fault, because I started playing Monkey Island this morning and I must have I was playing around with some audio settings, because it turns out that it was doing some weird stuff. The audio quality was really crappy for some reason. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because there was an echo. It was echoing back from the speakers into my microphone. Now, it's probably doing it with this one as well, but it's background music, so it doesn't really matter. It may be a little bit funny, but it's just background music, so it doesn't really matter. And my voice does most of the stuff, whereas Monkey Island, I got the special editions fully voiced, so the voices come out really, really strange because of the echoiness. So, are you full? You're still full. We're still barely hanging on here. Barely hanging on, but this should improve a bit. We got a bit more feed coming in. Yeah, we're barely pulling out of this predicament right here. Oh, are we? Yes, we are. We are. And you are cooked chicken as well. Now we're under. We got to get up to 20 before this minecart shows up. 17. We might make it. Don't go away, autosave. Yes, we barely made it. And there's another cooked chicken one. Geez, all the chicken is coming in. We might have a problem here. We're not going to fill this one up. Only 10. And then, where's all the beef? I'm just getting all the chicken guys coming in. Cooked chicken. There's cooked beef. Well, these two couldn't have been too close together. Chicken and beef, because they're just too close together. Well, hopefully this will back up and we'll get 20 full amount as it goes. Because everything else is doing alright. This one's doing alright. This one's pretty much full. This one's pretty much full. This one's... The vegetables are so easy. And the bread, I'm surprised the bread's doing so well. I'm quite surprised. But anyway. Maybe there's something missing here. I'm not sure what there is. But raw chicken is actually backing up. How is raw chicken backing up? Well, the kitchens... the kitchens aren't that fast. So you're 5 seconds to produce one beef. And you're 5 seconds to produce one chicken. So you're running a little bit faster. I don't know. But anyway, We should be producing these at the same rate because we still got this and we still got this, but this is actually backed up quite a bit more. I don't want to put extra workers on this though. I'm absolutely not going to put extra workers on any of these. So that's not going to happen. But okay, we're starting to back up now. We're starting to back up. We got 10 carts and we're in the quiet period, but we still might empty it out eventually. But anyway, having said that, I am going to finish this episode off, and I'm going to keep going back. I'm going to keep going back and check this barn. This is our output void barn, and as long as it stays empty, I will stay happy because it means we're not pushing too much onto the market. So, there we go. We are done. We are happy. We are still, well, sort of happy. I'm happy-ish. I don't know. It does mean I lost 3 episodes, which is not great, because I need to have an episode a day, and that was quite a lot that I lost, but it's fine. I can make up, like, I can do, maybe I should do shorter episodes. That would be a good idea, to do shorter episodes. Make it easier on my upload schedule as well, because, anyway, we're done for now. We got a beautiful base, we got beautiful minecarts, all split apart. Once again, I'm going to go over this timer process once again, because it's absolute genius. And I think it's really helpful, maybe not just for a Megabase, but for any situation. So, the rail stop, you put a barrier gate just before the rail stop, just one space before. And the agent trigger, you have to add the logic link, the offset, to the same spot as the barrier gate. If you add the logic link on top of the rail stop, you can get 2 carts right next to each other, moving right next to each other, and they will both squeak through. They won't get split up. So you have to have the logic, the offset on the same thing as the gate. So you trigger the gate, and then you have 2 things. You have a bull, which you set to be a knot, and then you have a timer block, which you set to whatever the hell you want. So then you get the agent trigger, which just just basically triggers whenever a cart goes through here, and then sends a signal to both of these, and each of these you add a logic link to the barrier gate. So the knot will automatically close the gate as soon as somebody goes through, and then the timer block will tick over for X seconds and then will open the gate. So that is how you do it. I'm actually going to demonstrate it here because all of my carts are so well set out now. How do I turn this guy around? All of my guys are so... I'll actually show you. So these 2 carts are right next to each other, right? So... Okay. I don't know if I can still make them close to each other. Anyway, whatever. So it goes through, closes, this one waits. This one gets deleted. Waits for this to trigger. And it triggers. And then it goes through, gets its spread, and then it closes the gate again. So yeah, it forces every single cart that goes through there to be X seconds apart from each other. So now the beautiful thing about this, and I think I already explained it last episode, maybe I'll explain it. I think I explained it this episode as well, or the missing episode, I definitely explained it. Well, I'll explain it again now. Is that what you can do is you can put 20 more carts here. 20 more. And what you do is you say, I need a cart to reach the market every 5 seconds. I don't care how many carts are in the system. I need a cart to reach there every 5 seconds. And then you just set this timer block to be 5 seconds, and then you just keep adding carts here. You just add as many carts as you want. Obviously, don't make them back up on the main line, but yeah, you can keep this whole section up to about here probably, pretty much full. Just keep it full of carts or mine carts, and yeah, as long as there is always a cart waiting, you are guaranteed that there is always a cart leaving every 5 seconds. It's only when there's no carts waiting that you might have a point where you're not keeping them going out every 5 seconds. So that's how you guarantee a cart every 5 seconds to go into the system. So it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's fixed so many other problems doing this way. And you can see it opens, the timer exactly finishes just as that minecart was approaching, because they've all been balanced to 10 seconds. And here's another one. We'll have a look at this. It's about to... Oh, that one was actually delayed a little bit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to finish this off here because it seems like I am completely incapable of making a short episode. Even when I'm just covering the stuff already done, it's completely impossible. If the microphone doesn't register again, I'm just going to uninstall this game because I can't be bothered doing it a third time. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this overview. And trust me, there was so much pain. You're probably glad you missed out on it. But yeah, I know how to build a pyramid out of conveyor belts now if I had to. Just all going everywhere. It's crazy stuff. But anyway, my voice is completely gone. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later.